First, live, local. This is Fox 12 Now.
And hello, everyone. Welcome to Fox 12 Now. I'm Greg Nibbler. As always, appreciate you joining us here every weekday, starting at 1 p.m. Pacific. We are live streaming from the Fox 12 Oregon newsroom. We're on Facebook and YouTube, our website, and our apps, so all great places to catch the shows. I do recommend the app, so that's a great place. And we cover a wide range of topics on this show, but something we're talking about today, I'm sure you're well aware of, Salt and Straw. I mean, there is hardly anything that could be quantified as more of a success story coming out of Portland in the Northwest, particularly in ice cream, but just in entrepreneurship over the last 15 years than Salt and Straw. And we are going to be talking about that now, and part of that is their partnerships that they've made. The new one is with Taco Bell, and it's bringing back a certain chocolate-flavored taco ice cream treat that you probably know what I'm talking about, but we're going to get into that here in just a minute. And to do so, I am really honored to have joining us Tyler Malek, co-founder of Salt and Straw. Tyler, thank you very much for being here. You know, it's really great to have you on here. There's so many things I want to discuss, but first off, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you. This is amazing. Cool.
And yeah, it's a lot of fun that we get to have here, just discussing all kinds of things. I mean, I'm even looking at where you're at right now. Like, is that a secret headquarters where you're designing some new flavors that nobody knows about? I'm just picturing like sketches and drawings everywhere.
That's exactly what it is. It's not that secret. We're right under the Burnside Bridge here on the east, in southeast Portland. So, but this is where we do everything. We make all of our ice cream. We test all of our flavors, and it's a pretty magical building.
Yeah.
So if you're walking through and you smell brownies in inner southeast, like that's probably us baking off brownies.
That's incredible. So it's right there in southeast, and so you're not only making the ice cream and brownies or all the products there, but This is also where you test it out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So our little test kitchen's upstairs, and we'll make everything. We've done about 1,600 recipes in the past 12, 13 years. So everything starts just as a pint, and then we'll slowly figure out how to turn it into 10, 20, 100, 1,000 gallons, So it's a fun project. It's a really cool space.
So you've gone through that. Did you say 1,600 different flavors? Is that what?
Yeah, I was trying to count. I had to get like a Excel sheet the other day. 1,600 flavors, just over actually. In 13 years. So pretty amazing. We started with 8 flavors as a push cart here, in Northeast Portland. We started actually we worked at the Food Innovation Center in Northwest, just, down near the train station, Northwest. And that's where we started making everything from day one, and slowly kind of grew. And now we have a whole block to ourselves here in our Southeast. Still kind of using the same recipes, honestly, that we started the company with, just using bigger equipment nowadays.
Right. Yeah. Expanding just a little bit from some carts, and you talking about right. Yeah, I would imagine so. Well, I want to just ask, because I want to ask about the entrepreneurship side and the business side, but really quick, I got to go back to that flavor thing. So 1,600 flavors that you've tried, different, I'm sure, concoctions over that time. Like, how many of those have actually gone into full production, and how many just stay behind?
Oh, yeah, that's 1,600 that have actually been produced.
Actually been made. Wow.
Yeah. I have no idea how to count what we've tested. I mean, for every one flavor, there's probably like 5 to 10 fails. So I've eaten a lot of ice cream in my life. A lot of bad ice cream too. So hopefully everything we make and sell crosses the line to being delicious.
I mean, I think that the test so far has proven that that's the case. We've had 1,600 different flavors that have worked. So, and then out of those, a lot of what you do too is just so many different combinations that nobody would really think of. Different interesting ways to put food together. So how did that come about? How did you start thinking to put those different combos into ice cream?
I mean, when we first started, we started in 2011 here in Portland. And I think for us, like, the food community is so tight knit and so imaginative. And we wanted to figure out, how do we take our ice cream and like tap into that imagination in a really unique way? And so, the thesis of the company was to really start working with the best breweries and the best chefs and the best charcuteries and bakers and candy makers, like literally find the best of the best in Portland and use our ice cream almost to highlight those partnerships. So what's amazing is we find people come into Salt and Straw, and they'll use Salt and Straw as a way to learn about the food community around them.
I think that's a really, really fascinating way to go. And it seems like it's a very Portland community driven type of idea, or at least the concept there.
Yeah, yeah, and that's what drives innovation and inspiration and that imagination of flavor. So from day one, it's always been finding the coolest people in the city and figuring out how we can like tap into their genius. And it makes for really, really unique flavors. Some of them, range from like just great chocolate flavors, chocolate and salted caramel, to some of them include, charcuterie board like capicola from our friends at Olympia Provisions.
Right, which is again such a strange concept to put in ice cream, but it clearly works, and adding all those flavors in. I mean, it is. It's just that's nothing that you would ever think of, or most people would think of. So, what has the reaction been like over this time, over this 13 years that you've been doing this? From starting out where you were, now this huge popularity and expanse, and deservedly so. But what's the reaction been like from people for you over the years to where you are right now?
Yeah, I mean, I think we've been so lucky, uh, over the course of, we started in 2011, and then slowly we kind of started expanding a little bit outside of Portland. So now we've got shops all the way down to San Diego and up to Seattle. And what I found was amazing is that like every city we did business in, we tried to replicate our culture and our style of ice cream making, but not just not just ship out the same product. And so that's led to unique flavors in every city we do business in, and really unique partnerships. And so even just my breadth of cooking and flavor creation has changed and expanded drastically, because of the way that we've been able to grow and learn and become kind of this new company. And it really creates this like beloved nature. Like every city you go to has their own favorite Salt and Straw flavors, and I think that's a treasure. We are becoming part of the zeitgeist, or part of like I think the fabric of the food community in every city we do business in.
Well, and that is an interesting concept too, just talking about the entrepreneurship side, as far as taking something, you got this model that works here, putting it somewhere else, but then also allowing that creativity of the local community to influence what some of the flavors are in each location. That can be a little bit risky, I would imagine, but it seems like it's really paying off for you.
Yeah, I think even more so, it allows us to like actually create flavor that the city wants. I know that sounds funny to say, but like it's our menu, our style, our everything about us evolves everywhere we go, and I think that's a really cool way to grow a company. It feels so much more genuine whenever you go to a Salt and Straw in a different city.
Right, it's going to be a unique experience, really, regardless then of where
Yeah,
you go.
exactly.
Now, I've got a couple more questions about the flavors. We'll save those for the end. Let's talk about these partnerships, though, that you've formed. So you're partnering with these different cities for places that you go to, but you've also partnered with a lot of other people, including restaurants and food makers, but also celebrities and people like The Rock. Like, how did that come about, that Salt and Straw partners with The Rock?
Yeah, DJ Dwayne Johnson. For us, actually, we met with him and his team about 7 years ago, and they kind of cold called us, and we were supposed to have a 30-minute meeting, and it ended up taking 2.5 hours, because I think we fell in love with what they do. In Los Angeles, is they figure out how to tell stories, and obviously that's done through cinema. But there's so much parallel to what we do in food, where we try to use flavor and experience and hospitality to take people on a journey. And so we were like family from day one. And slowly they were able to invest in Salt and Straw, between The Rock and his team, and we've become kind of this really amazing tight knit kind of partnership. So every year he's got Dwanta Claus, which is his alter ego during the holidays. And we've done these flavors with him every year for the past like 4 or 5 years to kind of to build out the lore of Dwanta, who is this counter to the elderly white bearded white guy that we're so used to Santa Claus being. It's like, Dwanta's this real person that has, that supports charity and like is just an amazing human.
That's pretty incredible, though. I mean, to go from, again, where you started to now, you've been partners with The Rock for this long, and then it continues to grow and it continues to succeed, and now to Taco Bell. So tell us about how you were approached for this and what inspired you to actually want to do it.
Yeah, I mean, it all comes down to our hero product. I mean, we designed this for those of you in Portland that really know, we designed this for Whiz Bang Bar, which was our soft serve shop, and it was in a food hall in kind of like right in downtown. And this ice cream taco was like one of my favorite things to make. I mean, they're all handmade. So we hand roll a waffle iron and paint it with chocolate and drizzle in, pipe in ice cream. It's one of the hardest things to make in the world. And we'd make 50 a week, and we'd sell out by Tuesday afternoon every week. So it was amazing, a labor of love, needless to say. And with Taco Bell, they're just it's a cool team, and for us, like, if you look at food and you look at innovation and doing it at scale, like, they are above and beyond the most innovative food brand in the world. Uh, so being able to, they kind of cold called us and they're like, hey, you used to make this thing that was epic. Could you do this for real life, like bigger? And I said no, but can you help us? And so they started kind of helping us, and we kind of redesigned everything without changing the product at all. We changed the equipment and the styles and the kind of layout, and I think we've got something really cool. We had to add in those hot sauce packets, so I don't know if you saw those sweet hot sauces in the picture. So it's a little nod to the hot sauce that you get at Taco Bell, and it's just amazing. We've got like a mango tahini and then a cinnamon ancho wild berry that you can drizzle on and kind of customize and personalize your ice cream taco.
Wow. What was one of the biggest challenges of going there from, these handmade versions that you did? You said 50 a week, sold out in a couple of days, to taking this to this massive scale.
Oh, we've got custom equipment like it's hard to even like put into words. But there's needless to say, there's a piece of equipment even getting loaded onto a boat right now to come over here, where it's been completely like revolutionary. And obviously we're partnering with Taco Bell, like they have an army of product designers, engineers, equipment designers, like it's amazing to be able to like have someone by our side helping us with this.
That's so cool. And so when does it actually roll out? Is there a date?
Yeah, we'll have it just in our shops. So our shops are kind of the proof of concept. So this summer we'll bring them out. We're actually like designing all of the packaging as we speak, and it's going to have this kind of special launch just exclusively, for our super fans.
Nice. And so this summer, that's when people are going to be able to try that out. And I mean, it looks incredible.
Thank you. I'm so excited for people to taste them. They're delicious.
I bet. I mean, well, going from that, I did want to come back, and I know, I've realized just how long we've been talking, but I did want to ask a couple of questions about the flavors. So 1600 that worked.
Sure.
Do you have any complete epic failures that stick in your mind?
Oh man. Yes. A lot. We tried to do a Dungeness crab ice cream. I don't know if you remember Feast Portland here, a food festival. We were going to do it for this festival with the Oregon Crab Commission. We were partnering, and it was going to be a crab roll Neapolitan with crab bisque, and then it was going to be Old Bay ice cream, and then a lemon sorbet. So you'd scoop through it and get all three of those flavors at once. Um, and it was really bad. It was really, really like crab. No one I've tasted 20 different versions, 30 different, however many we tested that they were horrible, every single one. There's no like positives coming out of that. So if anyone tries to convince you that crab ice cream is good, I don't believe them. It's not possible, I promise.
Yeah, it sounds like you've tried enough to know. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
admittedly, some of your flavors, I'm like, I wouldn't have thought they would work, and they do, but you are definitely saying crab.
Yeah. No. I would say veto that one. We don't touch seafood very often anymore, needless to say. Although there's been some successes. Sea urchin works really well in ice cream. But crab, no. Smoked salmon, those sorts of flavors will
So there's
kind
not
of
going to be a
leave
salmon sorbet anytime soon.
I'm not going to write it off. But,
Okay.
but,
Well, one more question here for you, since we are talking about Taco Bell. What's your go-to when you go to Taco Bell?
oh my gosh. I've been just like living off the grilled cheese tacos. And I got to taste, they're doing a burrito version of that coming out later this year. Also the crispinata. Have you tasted the crispinata? It just came out
No.
last week.
I have not tasted
Oh,
it. Is it legit?
it's so crispy. It's one of the best. It's so good. It's so fun to eat.
Okay.
So
Well,
that's what I've been eating the most of.
All right, I will definitely have to try that, and obviously a chocolate ice cream taco when those come out. And Tyler,
Yeah.
thank you
Yeah.
so much for taking some time with us too, to talk about all this. I think my last question is, how does it feel for you personally to see all of the success over all the hard work that you put in?
Yeah, I mean, we're going on, this is my 14th summer, so 14th season, what we call them. And it's amazing. I think, for us, over 14 years, I've gotten to work, I mean, with, gosh, we were trying to count this, but we've probably employed maybe 10 to 15,000 people in these 14 years. And it's cool to see like every single person that comes through the door to work either scooping or making ice cream or designing flavors. Like there's these little thumbprints that are fingerprints that kind of have molded the company into what it is. 15,000 times over. And so I think there's something magical about that. The way that our company has, evolved, and the culture has just been continually added on from all these people in the world. It's pretty. I feel lucky, needless to say.
It's all those partnerships, even down to that. That's really cool. Well, Tyler, thank you very much for joining me here on Fox 12 Now. Really, really appreciate your time. Congrats.
Thank you.
And excited to see what comes next. Thanks for being here.
I know. I'll save a taco for you.
Yes, please. Absolutely do. All right, and for everybody watching live too, just to let you know, thank you for joining us. This is Fox 12 Now, so we broadcast throughout the afternoon, live streaming here for Fox 12 Oregon. I've got another segment coming up at 1:30. We're going to switch gears a little bit. We're going to talk about the case of bubonic plague that was in Deschutes County. So it's a very stark change, but we're going to discuss that with an actual professor. So about what happened there. So that's coming up at 1:30. So throughout the afternoon, though, we are here with all kinds of different segments covering a wide range. And we will be back with you here in just a few. So wherever you're watching me, I'll see you there. I'm Greg Nibbler. This is